Hey guys, sitting here been kind of doing some finishing up work on my kit bash I've been doing, and at the card at the end I'll put a reference to the video on the kit bash a little bit that I posted the other day. But I'm finishing up some of the seam line removal, and as you can see here I got some that are running around these pieces across here, and I figured this is the last of them I got, and I thought why not make a quick video on that. So simply start off, we're just going to basically really glue these together, and then after it dries, you just sand the crap out of them. But first, the easiest way to get these parts separated is I use my hobby knife. And just kind of get in here right on the edge of the seam and just kind of work it in there. As you can see, it slides right in a bit. And you'll just kind of jimmy it a little bit. Not too much. You don't force anything to break any parts or cut in and gouge into the edges of your plastic as well. So you just kind of do this and just work your way around the whole part. Come on, there we go. Alright. Now another thing you might want to look at, this part not too worried about, it can stay in there, but it's going to get painted in there anyways, probably the same color as part will be anyways. But this here, you want to try and figure out if you're able to where you can get rid of your seams on this part, but still be able to separate these if you can. I'm not sure how to go about this one. I have seen a trick done that I might think I'm going to try here for the first time. This might go horribly wrong. Shall we find out? But I'm going to clip this a little bit across through here, and that way I can take them and hopefully after these are glued together just push this in through here and it'll snap into place upon that right there. Never done this technique before, but what could go wrong, huh? We'll get that clipped up and see how it goes. Just going to take my hobby nippers here and cut a little. Make sure I kind of get the angle that I'm wanting. See how that's fitting in there. That's when it'll be all the way up. When it's down. So actually I think right here where this point is, I think that's where I'm going to kind of take off, is right in through there. Alright. I'm getting a kind of two tutorials here actually. I didn't quite plan on this. We'll just snip that. And snip that. And there's no going back now. I know I snipped that. Why is it not coming out? There we go. Now I might have to kind of sand and mess with this a little bit, but yeah, I'll have to take a bit more off of that. Quite a bit more actually, to where that can snap in there. We'll just take a tiny bit more, just a little bit at a time. No point in getting greedy. So you can always take more off. You can't put it back on. There we go. Okay. So that should be able to snap in there now. After that's all glued together. So actually I think I will go ahead and glue this. If it doesn't want to snap later on. Oh yeah, I think I'll be alright. Oh, come back here. Alright, now for getting rid of the seam line. Pretty simple here. I'm gonna halfway put these together. That I'm not fumbling around with everything. But you want to just have it prepped and kind of ready to go. Leave it gapped like that. And then you're going to need your, to me, a thin cement here. And this stuff actually doesn't, with plastic, doesn't actually work like a glue. It actually melts and bonds the two pieces of plastic together. So it makes it very nice for getting rid of seam lines, because it'll basically melt it, and then whatever's sticking up and everything, you'll sand and smooth it out. So see here, get ready for this. I'm not going to glue through here because that's where that wing bit goes, so we'll start right here and work our way around. You know, make sure you put plenty in there. You don't have to like pour the bottle or nothing in there, of course, but make sure there's plenty. And plus, when you get done, if there's any little bit that didn't quite get rid of the seam line, it's pretty simple. Just put a little bit of super glue over it in that one little spot, and you should be able to, it'll kind of fill in that last little bit, and you can sand it down once it dries. Make sure I get enough in here. Oh, and you probably shouldn't touch the glue than touch the part, because this stuff, like I said, melts it, and then it'll end up leaving fingerprints. Where you go? There we go. So you see that glue's kind of squirting up a little bit around the edges. And as that dries, you probably give that an hour to 2 hours to dry real good. It probably doesn't take that long, but it's better safe than sorry, personally. But yeah, we'll let that dry, and then we'll just go sand the edges. But so we don't have to wait on this part to dry. I have a couple here. These are the forearms of the kit. Now I didn't glue this part right here because that's already kind of made into a panel line, actually, the way I designed it. But this is supposed to be a cuff. There's a part that cuffs around this, but I opted to remove it for this kit bash. So I'm trying to get rid of these seams that are right here in this part, from front and back right here, and I've already glued them. So we're just gonna sand these down so they've had plenty of time to dry. And I'll start with this one right here. This has just my little sanding sticks. I like these little swizzle stick things, but I'll start with the rougher side and then of course work my way down to finer grit. So better put the lid back on that. I'm prone to make messes. If my workbench here doesn't tell you that. But yeah, you'll simply just sand that down. Get the majority of it. Get that all off. Already looking good there. Hopefully my camera can show enough detail that y'all can get a good look at this. Now we'll go to the finer grit side here. Oh, that's looking very nice. Yeah, this part was originally supposed to be hidden on the kit, but with the few changes that I've made, that is not exactly the case anymore. Alright, it's kind of... Alright, and here we go. Got that cleaned off a little bit. And as you can see, don't even see a panel line around the end of the cuff here. And for a little bit of comparison, here's the other one. I haven't sanded it down yet. You can see here, get it angled right. In the comparison, you can't really see a seam line was there ever. So, pretty simple trick. But thought I'd do a nice quick tutorial on this. Got a little bit of 2 of them out here. This is actually a technique I'm going to probably use a little more often though. Being able to snap that in there, and that holds very nicely, so I can paint those separate and we'll all be set to go, which is nice because I still got 3 more of these to go as well. So thanks guys for joining me. Thought it'd be nice to do a little quick tutorial for y'all. Y'all feel free to like and share if y'all want, or subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and there'll be more little things like this. And then of course when this kit is all finished, painted up and everything, there will be a full video on this guy as well. But y'all guys take it easy, and I'll catch y'all later.